Hello, welcome to MEA'S Place. Today we are doing a book review on the Israel Decree by Amir Tsarfati. In this book, in the Israel Decree, he explains the dilemma we see today facing Israel with the Palestinians. And he goes over in depth, historic depth, of whose land it is, the history behind it, and with all the way back to the Ottomans and then Europe, the birth of the Palestinians, and he also explains the biblical history of the Israel Decree, which is God's covenant with Abraham, and explains the eternal promise that is forever, with the promised land, the promise of a nation, the promise to be a blessing, the blessing the world by showing God's character, and blessing the world by giving the world. And in this he explains the foundation that endures of the decree by giving an in-depth explanation of the kept remnant, which is the Jews there in Israel. And there has always been a remnant there in Israel on that land, always a Jewish remnant. And he also explains the concept of the replacement theology and how you cannot un-Israel Israel. This is true, you can't. And he also discusses the issues of, are Jews really the synagogue of Satan? And also explains in depth the prophecies of the Bible about Israel. And I do want to leave you with reading a passage, or several passages from his book to think on and to leave you with. This is a very good book. It explains the history of Israel and the biblical prophecies and everything. It is a very good source. Let's see. Most of all, though pray for the salvation of the people of Israel. As I mentioned earlier in this chapter, 2 out of every 3 people whom I pass on the road from beyond Israel's connect office to my home will not survive the tribulation. They need the Messiah now. Please pray for a revival within my country, a movement of the Holy Spirit before the church is raptured away from this earth. I know that the veil still rests on most hearts, but I am evidence that the Holy Spirit can lift that veil off any heart and draw that person to himself. So pray, my brothers and sisters. Know that as you are pouring out your prayers of blessing upon the people of God, He is taking notice. Thus you can be assured that as a father smiles with contentment when he sees his children loving each other, the Lord is watching you with great joy. The Israel of today is no different than the Israel of the Bible. is the same land filled with the same people who have been given the same blessings. But the same enemy who has always been there continues to lurk, trying to convince you otherwise. Instead of falling into his trap of doubt and uncertainty, celebrate the faithful God whose promises never change. And that is the truth. His promises never change. More on Amir. He is a native Israeli and former major in the Israeli Defense Force. He is the founder and president of Behold Israel, which is a nonprofit ministry that provides Bible teaching through tours, conferences, and social media. It also provides unique access to the news and information about Israel from a biblical and prophetic standpoint. And I will leave a link below in the description about Behold Israel, which is the ministry organization. So check that website out in the description below more about this author and the ministry there. And check out this book. I will leave a link below on where you can get this book, The Israel Decree, also with other goodies listed down in the description below. So check this book out. It is a very, very well researched and fascinating read from an Israeli standpoint. So until next time, God bless you in everything that you do.